Volt amp, I got the 100-watt head, and I got the 50-watt head. And they do the job of several amps, and in a way that pedals don't do. And I've always found, the sound I love the most, and I got a lot of vintage amps and stuff, and the sound I love the most is that percussive thing that's where you can get that edge on that pound, 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 when you're playing. And then when you hit a distortion pedal, or you hit an overdrive pedal, or even turn the amp wide open, sometimes it'll start to crap out on you. It'll start to go from bounce, bounce, bounce to kind of wah, 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 like that. When I go to channel 2 on the Bolt, like the 100-watt head, I go to channel 2, and it keeps that percussive edge and still blows the tone out. Fattens the tone out, saturates the tone. And then if I go to the third channel, which is like, the first channel is like an amp on a tube screamer, a great amp on a tube screamer, a real tube screamer, except it still keeps more tone. Somehow or another, there's more tone for me. And then when I go to channel 3, it's like that tube screamer dialed to 100 and the amp dialed to 100, and it still keeps. It doesn't get thin. It compresses a little more because there's no way you can't not compress because you're slamming a tube so hard. But it still keeps all that meat, and so often that meat gets sucked out of. You can have the baddest amp in the world, and if you got shit pedals or even great pedals, you'll start to lose. You'll probably have to edit shit. Sorry. If you have the greatest pedals in the world and an awesome amp, you're still gonna get tones gonna get sucked out, and that's just for me. And I'm lazy. I hate setting up a bunch of stuff, so I got one amp with one pedal that controls all 3 amplifiers, and really with that volume boost, which can be a gain boost, it's almost like you got 6 different takes on stage at any point, just from pressing one button. On one button you can have 3 different amps, and if you want to throw in the gain button, you can have 6 different feels with just like that. And the reverb sounds great. That's another thing. So often when you buy a reverb pedal, and there's some good ones out there. Electro Harmonics makes a great reverb pedal, but beyond that, a lot of reverb pedals and reverbs on amps start to suck tone out. Here again, the tone gets sucked out, and with that, I've been able to jack the reverb and still keep everything, keep that meat right in the middle where you want, where you can feel it in your chest. And that's what I like about it. It changed the way I play guitar. It made me sing way better. I mean, not, and that's relative because I ain't no good anyway, but it's made me sing way better than I was. So I really dig it.
All right, cool. And do you want to talk about any of the pedals at all? Like maybe about the Bomber or?
Andrew used it, and the killer thing about that pedal was, it's not even what the pedal was specifically designed to do, but you could just flip it on and set it up, and you sound like you're playing a baritone guitar completely. You're playing a baritone guitar. Nobody can tell the difference, and you're messing around with that. I have not put it in my rig yet. I haven't been off the road long enough because I'm always scared about throwing something brand new in the rig because I will screw up. But I have messed around with them at the house, and I'm excited to try to use them on the next record in the studio, so I can really dial it in, because the possibilities are pretty much limitless. It's crazy. All this different stuff that I've seen other guys doing, and what Andrew got for his guitar with me, what he was doing with it, I was like, whoa, that's nasty. And same way with the drop tune pedal and the capo, all that stuff. It's just, what's mind-blowing is usually everything all guitar players are used to, tone getting sucked out. The first thing that goes is all your meat. You get this, but at the expense of that. And so far, I haven't experienced any of that with any of the pedals any of the pedals they made, and certainly not with the Volt amplifier. I haven't lost any tone. In fact, it's just getting thicker. It's crazy.